Check. Check.
It's not on at all? Yeah, nothing at all.
We had to say no to a bunch of shit. Gotta
It's
stop
the numbers.
that shit.
It's
All right,
like,
you ready?
Yep.
Welcome, everybody, and welcome back for those who... Are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Welcome back for those who have watched us before. This is the FLEXCast with Harry, Steve, and I'm Haas. And we've been having some mic difficulties today, some gimbal difficulties today, so...
Here we are.
It's kind of how... It's just how it's going. Harry was late today.
Man, you weren't even set up.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah, it is. Not.
Oh,
What? It's relevant.
Steve was on time. It's like backwards today.
That's the first, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go get Steve's 15th PS5 that he bought, so I was a little
Hey,
late.
giveaway.
And I had a brand deal to film.
What was your brand deal?
Nintendo and Puma. I'm wearing them. I actually like them. I don't.
Well,
wear
actually, that I like because Puma. I'm like, man,
see the
but this
the
color,
controller?
I
Yeah,
know
the color look.
because it's my generation, not yours.
No, I'm saying the
young man.
controller.
I know.
style.
I'm saying it. The whole
I
shoe
played that
is
growing up.
The whole shoe is the anyway. What we're talking about is the shoe he's he's wearing right now is NES colorway. That's what it is because the NES was exactly that color, shade of gray and black and red.
That kind of remind me of the white Reeboks back in the days.
Yeah,
that kind of remind me of
it's a
those.
similar silhouette.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and he's got a little controller
On the side.
dangling there,
Shout out Puma.
as if it wasn't that obvious.
They dropped today, December 4th.
Cool.
Even though this podcast will probably be in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So how was that?
It's a brand deal. Did it.
What'd
I'm
you do
here.
for it?
Filmed an unboxing for Instagram.
Okay. So they just sent you these and you unboxed it?
Yep.
Wow.
Boom.
Some creative stuff.
Gotta get creative with the posting. I've got the page though. That's what I was thinking. I was like, they're paying me a lot of money to just do this very, pretty simple unboxing. And then I was like, well, I've got the push, and that's what matters. But I do it creatively anyway, the way that I know my audience will like it. So
That's fair. So yesterday you put out your second video in 24 hours, which you didn't intend to do, but did it work out?
the second one did. The first one didn't. First one kind of went, eh. It's 9 out of 10. But the one I posted yesterday is 10 or 1 out of 10.
Interesting. Well, yeah, he said he posted 2 videos and he
Yeah,
forgot
that
about
was
the
a
second
first.
one.
That was a first. I was
Well,
surprised.
the way that the brand that I work with is a time sensitive drop for the video, and the last drop that we did, they did it, or 2 drops we did on a Thursday, and they were like, we didn't like how it performed on Thursday. Saturday performs better for us, so we're gonna do that from here on out. That's what I remember from the conversation. So I was figuring the whole time he was saying December 3rd, I was like, that's Saturday. I got time, and I wanted to post a video in between, so I didn't not post for a week. So I had a video, I posted it, and then that night he's like, "Yeah, you ready to post tomorrow?" And I was like, "Good Lord!" So then I had to stay up late, get the video edited. Luckily, I filmed everything, and then I got it out, and we're good. But it's stressful. Now I need a break after this podcast.
Steve, how many
but then I'm gonna
videos
go
you-
film a Pokemon video, so I'm not taking a break.
I was
but
going to say,
whatever.
how many videos have you been putting out in 24 hours?
I'm up to like 3, I think. Yeah, 3.
So
Sure.
on each day you're posting 3.
No, each days I'm posting 2.
Okay.
2, but
So then
under-
wouldn't it be 4?
But you're
Yeah.
like filming through.
No, I usually get like 4 on like every 24 hours.
So not 3 then.
No, not 3. So every 2. Yeah. No, but it just depends. So the thing is, like,
Hey,
for
hold
me
on.
right now,
Steve, that's a nice shirt.
yeah, that's the merch, man. That's the,
Steve's new merch line.
You
Where's
already
mine?
know.
I'd be rocking it under this.
You got to wait a year or 2. the Matt Kim.
Yo,
You don't
that
want
was
to.
crazy.
You don't want
I
to
can't
make
believe
me
that.
wait because they see me wearing it. They're gonna be like, "Dang, where'd you get that shirt?" I got the clothing audience.
That's true. We got to send him stuff like Represent does and Puma and everybody. We got
I
to
know.
kid him out. You know what? We got to send him a mystery box.
That would be a way of send me a mystery box and $10,000. We're good.
10 grand. Damn.
How about just the mystery box? Anyway,
No, we support our friends. I will post up Steve's
yeah.
merch.
already
No,
know.
we'll
And
give
you can get a
merch. We'll give
PS5
the
if you buy
merch.
one.
Well, Steve just put this shirt on today. He didn't have this one
I know.
technically.
No, I mean I had one, but it was like too small.
It wasn't this size.
with the belly. It
Yeah.
doesn't work.
As you guys called it, beer gut. Like I've got a beer gut, which is not a beer gut.
When I was looking back at the
Sounds
Florida
like
vlog,
beer.
I kind of had a little beer gut. because I was drinking a
I
lot.
try not to watch that vlog. I've been looking
don't
at
know.
it. I have like I don't.
I watched snippets and I was like, this is just taking me back.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I saw us on the water. I was like, oh nah, I'm not ready.
There's
yet.
a clip
I'm not
of
ready
me
yet.
in the shit bar, like
Yeah.
pissed off.
And,
Like,
and the
get me outta
FlexCast
here.
viewers and listeners know exactly what that is because we were every time we talk about the Florida trip, we talk about that bar. You're like, it was shit, and then you say every bar we went to was shit. But then I think we had one commenter being like, "Is that Harry's face at 6:09?" I think it was. Is that
Yo.
the place you guys always talk about the FlexCast? I was like, yes.
I was literally threatening, like, I'm gonna walk home or I'm getting an Uber. Like, I do not care. Like, I'm leaving, and they just wanted to stay out, and I was like, you guys can stay out, but I'm not staying here.
We did stay out.
Yeah, we
and,
did.
and that's
we
why
did.
in the next shot it's like Harry makes the joke and he's like, "Is there a 12-hour gap in your vlog?"
Yeah.
Yes, there was. So if you guys are wondering, I put out a video recently. It's FlexCast goes to Florida or goes to the beach, something like that, and it's on my channel, the Hasselhoff channel. But that chronicles Harry, Steve, and I's trip to Florida where we found some COVID.
You didn't get my driving, right?
I found some COVID.
Did you get my?
No,
driving?
we didn't get that.
No,
Good.
that was not on camera.
See, if I
Your
had
rage.
if you had an owl cam, you would have been able to save that.
Oh my god. No.
That's the great thing about owl cam is being able to go back and get anything.
No, but I didn't. I have a cam, but I didn't have it then.
Yeah, but you don't. But you can't go back and, or I guess you could on the SD card.
Yeah.
Go back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
I
you
can on
did
my
have-
phone. If I'm sitting next to it, I can.
Mm.
But it only keeps like 30 days. How was Owl Cam keep it forever?
Yeah, it's cloud based.
Oh, I guess
That's why we've been trying to get you on that.
remember, motherfuckers, I tried to buy it and they had just got acquired.
Oh no, they back now.
Yeah, I know.
so-
I know it's back now.
Yeah.
But I was trying to buy it and it wasn't like you guys were pissed because it was like, well, fuck, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now they just charge you more to support it. But they were like, we're not sure we're going to support consumer electronics anymore.
Yeah.
But I went to buy it. The site was like, you can't buy it. They didn't let me buy it. So I had to buy which one did I get? The 4K one. Blackview. I got the Blackview.
Yeah.
Remembering that I watched a little bit of it, and one of the things I remember is going out on the paddle boards. We convinced Steve to go out there, and I remember we were out there, and I felt like stuff hitting my legs, and then we went back up to shore. We looked back in the water, and there's like hundreds of jellyfish everywhere.
know.
There's like
I know.
jellyfish everywhere. And we're like, we could have just gotten obliterated by those things.
Yeah.
Well, your legs were fine.
We were fine, but I'm surprised we were fine because, like, when we were out there, I didn't see many, but when we got back to the shore, if you look down in the water at, like, the certain light, you can see, like, just dots because they're clear. They're clear jellyfish.
Yeah.
But
Well, they're not like box jellyfish or anything. So
I'm not going back to Florida
we're-
anytime soon.
We're going to die or anything.
Mm-hmm.
No more Florida for a while, even though Peter's there right now.
Yeah, he is.
He invited me, and
No-
I was like,
No
eh.
more. I didn't get the invite this time.
Yeah.
I think he just knew because I was like, no.
Well, no, I sent a message. I was like, I'm trying to go somewhere, and he sent me his flight details. He's like, come on.
Oh, that's right. He was like, come on, do it now.
Yeah. And I was like, hold on, let me ask my wife. He's like, you need to make decisions.
I think Danny's somewhere too. Speaking of, I'm repping my boy Danny Butler Tire hoodie. to
When you
take care
getting
of
wheels
us.
for your F12?
I will.
When?
Soon.
When's that happening?
Soon. Look, I got Danny already being like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. And he sent me a picture of like with the Ferrari center cap. He's like, I'll get it. But honestly, I don't like black wheels like on the silver car. I think it's just too, it looks a little weird. Like I like the hyper silver with gunmetal color right now with the silver car. But as soon as I wrap it, that's when I want the wheels. But then Danny's like, "We'll just buy them and then put them in your garage." I was like, "I got like 10 wheels and tires."
Like, I don't want
want
to spend that money right now.
I also don't want to spend the money right now because I just ordered the exhaust, which was $13K. I know.
Boom.
GTR exhausts was like $1,500 for the catback. But
Oh,
then we
yeah,
do downpipes, mid pipe, catback, and tune. It's
Looking
like
at 7 to 8.
yeah, it's like 7 to 8, which is
Yeah.
still like straight full exhaust.
Yep.
It's a little more expensive.
Army Tricks is like 10K.
Well, the other thing is that I had to go with a certain manufacturer because I didn't want my warranty voided. So if I went with like a Rift or an Army Trick, something like that, then
Sounds like a Ferrari.
Ferrari
owner.
would probably void the warranty. But
Sounds like a Ferrari owner.
Mm-hmm.
well, I got 2 years of warranty on that thing, and if that transmission goes, that's 50, 60K right there. No, thank you. And I want to keep that 2 years of warranty. But we did see. I think I said it to you that
What?
there was a green Aventador that Motorcars got.
They have 2
Looks
green
good.
Aventadors.
Yeah.
A
But
13 and a 15.
The one with more miles is the one I'm looking at. 19,000 miles, I think it has.
I'm not sure.
Something like that.
People drive them.
Yeah. So I'm saying, but I want one that's been driven rather than just sat.
Julian,
So-
when you're ready. I think it wouldn't be as fun though if you bought his car because it's like
because I've already had it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the same experience as like getting a new one.
Yeah. Oh, how was your car, by the way?
Steve's like,
So we
I
ended the
have-
last FlexCast.
Nah, for real. I have no news. I have no. I'm waiting for.
Where
this.
is
it's been
your
like
car?
2 days
Where
since we
is your
filmed the
car?
last podcast.
Nissan got it.
So
no, it hasn't.
it's been like 2 days since we filmed it. It was at
it's been
Nissan.
2 days. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, it's been like 4 days. But second of all, to everyone else, it's been a week.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter if we film this a month later. It's not a month time hasn't gone by.
So your
I'm still waiting.
GTR is at Nissan. Still waiting for what? Were you still waiting for news or for what?
News as far as like they just need to just drop the transmission. Just give me another one. That's it. But I'm still
but
waiting.
they still haven't decided on that.
They still haven't decided because they still need to check the code.
So who do
and
you
all
have
that
to
stuff.
call to be like, let's get this done? Because you should be doing that, not wait 9 months.
Headquarter.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not waiting 9 months. No. No,
Imagine.
No, not again. Not
We'll be
again.
we'll be in another car by then.
For real.
Both
For
of
real.
us. Yeah. I mean, I might be in that green Aventador. Who knows?
I'm gonna be in a Cullinan. I'm just kidding. I'm not. If I'm in anything within the next 2 years, I'm getting a Urus. That's it. But only if they drop.
Yeah.
They're not going to drop.
They're not though, so I'm not gonna be in one.
Yeah. We both like the Urus, but at a different price point.
I think having a Urus and an Aventador is a really cool combo. Because the Aventador is not as drivable.
Like every day. Yeah.
I'm a little kid. I can't drive an Aventador. I mean, I could, but like I just feel like I'd look weird.
I think you look
It's
just
a-
right in your Huracan.
Yeah, it's like small, agile, but the Aventador is just huge, wide, and
Impractical. Highly impractical.
well, the Huracan's not that practical either.
it's
I
more
thought
than
it was.
I promise you,
It's
more than
more. I know it's more, but having no top makes the Aventador a little more practical because you don't have to break your neck to get in every time.
No, you have to. Well, that's if you keep the top off all the
Yeah.
time, and you also have to look above outside the car to see behind you, with the top off. If you
Well, I
have the
pretty
top
much
off, you're fucked. I mean,
don't
on,
have
you're
any
fucked.
visibility in the back anyway because my camera is shit.
Well,
So-
just go faster.
But I'm backing up. I don't need the backup camera for driving. It's just backing up. Like I'm gonna hit something because I can't tell
Yeah.
behind me.
As Mike said, we just, go faster.
It's crazy as you saying that, Hoss. Like you really mean it because it's like you would just go fast. So
Oh yeah. Oh, I 100% mean it.
yeah.
Julian,
Like,
he
you
drove
don't do
it
the same
very
thing?
slow.
Like you don't do the same thing, Steve?
I know.
Yeah, Steve. Let's talk about who's driven the
Oh.
fastest here. What's our top speeds here? Let's not out ourselves.
I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like that's the main reason why I'm stuck in the GTR right now.
Because top
But,
speed
Yeah.
to hit top speed.
It's so easy.
'Cause what's mine? In the F12 is like 200. I mean, not that.
No, they're probably limited to like 145.
No.
Yeah, most of them.
No,
they
some of them are
limit to
electronically
one-
limited, but that's not.
They don't want the gentleman getting too crazy.
That top speed is 209, I think.
Oh, that's
207. It's super. It's fast, dude. That's crazy. That's high up there.
It's crazy because when I'm in a GTR, 165, 170 is like you think like
'Cause
you're
it's
going
so
like
big.
90 to
Yeah.
100.
Same thing with the F12.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I haven't checked my tires today. I was like, I
It
accidentally
make you
hit-
think about
yeah,
that though.
because I'm like, oh shit, like, because I accidentally got there in the F12 once so far, and I was like, oh, my bad.
even
Like I
had-
didn't even look at the speedometer. I didn't even realize it.
It's scary if you're not looking down.
Because normally you feel it, like you feel like you know your car, and I don't know the car perfectly yet, right? But normally you whenever car you're in, you have your car, you can feel what speed you're at if you're in tune with your car, right? And I hadn't gotten that point. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go a little fast. This is fun. And I thought I was at maybe 120, and I looked down, it's like 156, and I was like, oh shit,
slow down.
I am going to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was doing it because I was keeping the revs. Because so on my Ferrari, I have the LED shift wheel, right? So on the carbon fiber wheel, there's LED lights that come red, so that it knows when I should shift, right? Going to the top of the red line of the RPMs. And so most of the time, most people never see it. And so I like to see it. So I want to see. I start counting the lights. I'm like, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. And I get hypnotized by that. And I also like the sound because it's quiet already right now. It'll be worse when I have the exhaust. But I was looking at that and just trying to get keeping the revs up high, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm going way fast." And then I backed down. And I was like, "I haven't, fully teched the whole car for race like we're gonna do this weekend, right?"
Yeah. I make the mistake of whenever I do like pulls, it's like I'll be cruising with my windows down, and then I start to get past like 140, and then it starts to
The buffeting.
and then I forget, and I'm like, well, shit, it's too late to roll them up at this point. So
It's not. You can just roll
because I have
them up.
You
to
could.
go all the way over here for the thing and over here. So
Oh, you mean hands on the
for-
wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah, for your car,
it's
yeah.
in the center of the car.
Right.
So it's a little more complicated than just going down.
That's right.
And
The
clicking
Huracan
two.
has it all over there.
And
yeah.
I have to hold it to go up. It doesn't automatically
That's
go
true.
up.
Which is weird because the driver's side is automatic, right?
The automatic down, but they're not automatic up.
It's just weird. I don't know why they do that. Like the Ferrari is the same way. It's automatic up and down on the driver's side, but automatic down on the passenger, but not automatic up on the passenger. What is the point of that?
Saving
I don't
money.
understand.
Save $5 in the computer.
I wonder if it's
actuator.
like a passenger's arm. If you're not looking, that it wasn't automatically like put it up there, had them control it. I don't know. I can't think of a real good reason other than that to do it.
Weird.
But yeah, so we're gonna go to AMP this weekend, Sunday. Harry and I invited Steve, but Steve doesn't have a car, so
Yeah.
he's not.
If I don't have
tracking.
my car, I feel like going to a car show or doing anything car related.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not as exciting.
Nah.
You want to take the big body rolls, the Wraith to
go rent
to
a Huracan for the weekend.
That's not a bad idea.
Rent a 458.
Rent something.
We'll see.
He was about to rent a car the other day, but not for fun.
Yeah.
You want to rent and get on the track with us?
We'll see.
I wonder
We'll
what kind of insurance you have to get to rent a car and then get on the track.
Well, you obviously don't tell them.
Oh no, they actually know. They actually have.
They have trackers, so
yeah,
they'll
they
see
have
you.
trackers right away.
And they'll
yeah.
see,
They're
yeah.
just-
Yeah.
You know, when I've used Turo in the past, right, and just renting, supercars, whatever, like they obviously have the
So
trackers.
your cars are rented?
Huh?
Your cars are rented?
When I travel and I don't want to rent a Camry, but they usually have like an OBD port one,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and most people just don't know or don't check. And the first thing I do is pull the fucking thing out.
Well, they
And
can
I'm like,
tell
fuck
that
you.
you do that.
And what are they gonna do?
Call you and say you need to put that back in or bring the car back.
They
Which has
always
never
call
happened.
me,
Never
yeah.
happened.
They always
Never
call.
happened. The first thing I do is pull the thing out, put it in a glove box. I'm like, fuck you, and they don't say shit. But
They be
apparently
calling-
they call Steve like, put that shit back in, you sketchy motherfucker.
Oh no! As soon as I go over 100, it's like, all right, we seen you go over 100
Really?
like 3 times. Can you slow down, please?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Oh damn! I can't even say their name, but
Is it Cloud9?
oh
See, I didn't. See, I guessed.
Well, because it's the one main thing he uses.
yeah. I feel like everybody know about Cloud9 now.
Steve, you
Yeah.
should do on your GTR the State Farm safe driving benefit where they track your speed and they'll give you better rates
No,
based on
no.
your driving.
Actually, Allstate offered that to me, and I'm like, nah.
I turn it down because
I
I'm
wish.
like, no.
I wish.
I
yeah.
want to do it and then put it on 2 of my cars that I never drive. Like, see, I barely drive. When I do, I'm real slow.
Yeah, I
But
can't even put it
The
on
car
the
that your wife
G-Wagon.
drives.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not even that, because then I drive it sometimes and get going on it.
But like the truck, you're not.
No, the X7.
I know, but I'm saying like the truck, you're barely going fast because you
Well,
can't really go high speed.
Hoss still does.
I mean, I still do. Yeah,
Yeah, he
exactly.
still does.
When we go to the lake, I go about. I go like 100 on the truck.
Mine over
about
like
where it should be.
85 started to get a little, but I had bigger tires.
What? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I had 35s. You had 34s.
Oh, no, I had
I had-
34 and 34 and a
Raptor.
half. Is that what
I had
it is?
35 like mud graps,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
I had like some thick tires.
Yeah, I think your tread was different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably more noisy. Yeah, I think yours were half an inch or a quarter inch bigger. So I think mine were 35 and 34 and something. I was like, round up, it's 35. You're right though, it's slightly larger. But yeah, I think I can do that, but it'll only then lessen the insurance on those cars. It won't lessen my entire policy.
We should go over insurance rates.
Well, I also have multiple insurance policies for my cars, so I have 3
People-
policies.
I think people would be surprised at how much, if you have a good driving record, how much your
How little?
how little your
Yeah.
insurance
Insurance,
is.
yeah. yeah.
Once I turned 25 and got married, it went like before I was married. The R8 to insure was $457 a month for me,
Yeah.
just the R8. And then once I got married and Sophie, the R8 went down to $260.
Mine is a little expensive. I mean, not a
Well-
little expensive. It's quite expensive, but
You trying to say tickets?
Yeah, especially.
well, no, because I don't have. I don't think I have any tickets on my record right now.
Yeah, I haven't had a ticket in over like that's a surprise. Like
Well,
almost 10 years.
I've
now.
been issued citations. I don't think I have a ticket that's on my record. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It's different.
My GTR was
Like I fought them.
That's the last one I got a ticket, but I got it in I think it's Jefferson County where they don't report it to the state. You just pay the fine and it's not on your record.
Really?
Yeah, I was going. It was a highway that went from 70 to 55, and I was like coming down. Like I was going 74, and I was like, I just let off the gas, and I wasn't like accelerating or anything, just to come down to 55, and the cop was going the other way, and he got in the median, whipped around in the grass, and came and got me.
That's like
and it was
the worst.
literally, it was like a couple hundred feet that it had just switched from 70 to 55. It's like, man.
That's how they get you.
But then he was like, it's not gonna show up on your record, and I was like, okay, well, fine, whatever.
The cop told you that?
Yeah, he's like, it's not gonna show up on your record, just pay it.
It's like, it'll be fine. Just give me money.
It keeps it within the county, which is great.
So yeah, they just.
I was going to a wedding out there, so.
I think there's a lot of cops that love supercars too, but there are also some that just hate it. Like once they see your car, it's like.
But I was in a GTR, so it wasn't. It's just
no,
not a supercar. That's kidding. Supercar killer. That's
supercar killer for sure.
That's true. I mean, stock not so much, but.
Wow, I just thought about this. I totally forgot. When I had my GTR and I was driving on Buckhead, there was an orange Performante Spider that I like pulled up behind, and then we went and ripped on Piedmont. And now I realize that's Peter.
That was Peter.
Because we're turning right onto Peach Street.
I said there's no one else with an orange.
But I didn't know
here.
Peter by then. But this was like when this was probably two years ago at this point.
He had just gotten his Performante.
Probably right around there.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't even realize that. Kept thinking, I was like, orange Spider. Yeah, it's funny. Me and Peter ripping around.
That's when he had two Lambos at the same time. He had his Aventador at the same time.
The blue Aventador?
Yeah.
No, he had an orange one.
Oh.
He had two orange Lambos at the same time.
Flex.
Yeah, you're thinking of Christian, who has the blue.
No,
and his IG name is two Lambos.
I think Peter was looking at the baby blue Aventador.
Oh, Blue Cephas.
Blue Cephas. This
he
was
didn't
like
buy that.
6 months at the beginning of the quarantine he was looking.
No, yeah. Before that, I'm saying back then when you didn't know him.
Yeah.
He had an orange Aventador and an orange Performante. He just got the Performante, and then he sold the Aventador. The Aventador took a minute to sell too. I was thinking about buying it, but it was a little pricey. Didn't have a ton of miles. It was nice,
Peter spec.
Yeah, I mean, I think he wanted 340, then he dropped to 320, and then some dealer took it. Yeah, so I was like, eh.
I could see Steven in a McLaren. I bet I could see him in like a 600.
I don't know. I still haven't. I don't know. I'm still like on the GTR still. For real. I know you guys might say I'm crazy, but
especially after this latest transmission debacle.
Yeah, because you know what? I get a chance to drive these other cars, and I have no feeling on like getting in a car like that every time. Like if I get those cars, it would be like a weekend car for me. I can't see myself like daily in that or falling in love with it the way I fell in love with the GTR.
Huh.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be there. But
well, have you driven a 720 though?
Yeah.
I think it's crazy fast.
I rip a 720, but it ain't my style.
I feel like 600 is a good balance. It's like a track car. 600 LT.
600 LT, that's different.
I drove one of those.
You like the 600 LT more than the 720?
Yeah.
Well, if you think he likes raw power from his GTR, it's less comfortable. Well, GTR is comfortable. The 720 is more comfortable than the 600, but it's more like race car.
Yeah,
600 LT?
Yeah.
Yeah, with like the Senna seats, then definitely.
And you could actually see your exhaust.
Yeah.
Like right back. Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
My one complaint about, well, it's not a complaint. It's a noticeable difference between like McLaren and Ferrari, other than Lambo and, well, the other brands, would be Ferrari and McLaren. You can hear the rocks so much hitting.
It's true.
Especially Ferrari. It's just like, just sounds like you're destroying the car and you're just riding over little rocks.
We talked about that too when I first got it. I was like, that just annoys me so much that it doesn't really do it in the Lambos.
No, it does not do it nearly as much.
I feel like they just, I mean, it's like what? Do they not just put an extra plate there that you don't hear it, or what is it?
Probably, or maybe the fender liners aren't it sounds like more like it's hitting metal constantly.
It just sounds terrible. It sounds like you're destroying your car when you're driving.
Yeah.
Like you drive down the road, it's like, fuck.
As sorry, as you
Okay.
guys were saying, like it's crazy that I'm about to go backward. Like I would rather get an R34 before I get anything else.
What?
As crazy as it sounds, that's just me. Yeah.
That's more of like that's a specialty car. It's not like going down. It's just like a different.
No, it's going down.
It's like
Yeah.
a vintage.
It's older and slower. It's going down.
but it's a
it's
classic.
Wait,
Lame.
Slower? What?
Lame.
What?
Slower than your current GTR.
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
No. I mean, if
R34
the right spec.
Skyline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Of course, it's not gonna be stock.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I know people like me, like that love JDM like that. I just,
Marquise over here loves JDM. He just bought a JDM car.
yeah.
You saw Stradman bought a GTR.
I know. Did you see how DDE made the comeback?
Yeah,
Oh my
Dave
God.
posted
I'm
about a
like-
GTR.
No, but he's like real JDM. So they
Speaking
show
of-
an R34.
Did you see Dave's post about the hairline thing he's doing? I mean,
No.
I was like, interesting.
Was it an ad?
It was an ad, but he's actually it's like a tattoo. Like he's losing
Yeah.
his hair, right?
Oh yeah.
Remember how you did it? First of all, you had a Keeps video sponsorship, which
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think many 18-year-olds, 12-year-olds watching your videos.
I remember kids in high school having receding hairlines. I remember
Really?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
hormones, man, kids. But so Dave, you know, and we've all have you met Dave?
No.
No. So we met Dave, and Dave talks to you
Yeah, all
relatively
the time, yeah.
often when you need something. But not lying. But I mean, I like Dave. He's all right. He's all right. Damon, man. But Dave did a promo, like a lot of them, with on his Instagram, on theirs, a video for them, and they're doing like tattoos of
Of the-
hair.
Wow.
Of a hairline, yeah.
Yeah. And he's got a bunch of pictures on there. I'm like, first of all, it's impressive. Like it looks legit. It's not surgery, right? Like putting hair in. But at the same time, it's not actually hair. But it does look like basically you just buzzed your head. You have the hair, you buzzed your head.
Got you.
And
It's like you have a constantly shaved head, basically.
right. Exactly. And
With a hairline, proper hairline.
it looks good. Like it doesn't look fake or anything. So I got to say that's not bad. But when you said Dave, it reminded me of that.
I might have to get one of those because I mean,
You,
Hairline's
you
not
are
bad.
nowhere close. You
I
are
know,
your
but
nowhere
hairline's not
close.
bad.
I feel it though. I feel it.
I
It's
mean-
only gonna. You good? Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
My dad has had.
Harry, push your hair back there.
It's not bad, is it?
Nah, you good.
It's
You
get
good,
well.
sir.
You got the corners
The
here. That's what
corners.
starts.
But that's
where it
always
starts.
been there. It's
Yeah.
always been like that. But my dad has done every surgery in the books for his hair. He did the plugs,
Yeah.
which is like freaking sticking holes in your head.
Yeah.
And he did that for years. The hair grafts, tried all that. And the only thing that's worked as of recently is he did the stem cell hair replacement from his beard and onto his head. Like they took hair follicles from his beard and then put it in his head and did some stem cell stuff. And that
Did
has worked
any of
very
that
well
work?
for him. Yeah, the
Yeah.
stem cell stuff has worked
Oh.
very well for him. He gets his haircut every 2 weeks now. His hair's growing.
Wow.
Mm.
He's got his haircut here at my house before, actually, during
Yep.
COVID. All right. Well, that's our pee break time. Let you think about some hairline. So we'll be back. And we're back with refreshments.
Either.
What were you
Yep.
just gonna bitch about?
Nothing. I'm ordering candles. I messed up last time because you distracted me, but I got to order them.
Harry loves candles. What
Gotta
kind of
get-
can-
gotta
what
get
kind
the
of candles are you
Christmas
ordering?
vibe. Fresh balsam from Bath and Body Works.
Oh, actually,
They're usually $25 a piece. They're perfect for holidays. I like for non-holiday. I like the Miami Edition hotel scent. That's my go-to. I use that all the time. And during holidays, you get Bath and Body Works, and their website's crashing like a Supreme drop right now because it's $9.95 candles, and they're typically $25 a piece.
Gotta get the candles, man.
So
Oh
you
my
get
God.
5 for the price of 1.5, which is like, who can beat that?
That's crazy. Yeah, but what you call it? Actually, Cece's gonna open a line of candles soon, which
Candles
I
are
think you
nice.
might like those because she's so like she go in on candle and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Typically, the woman likes candles more, but I like scents.
Yeah.
All about it.
You know,
she
I,
introduced me to it.
I have a very, very strong olfactory system. So scents to me are usually not pleasurable. And candles or something scented like that is just too much. It's like way too hardcore.
Well, as you balance it out by lighting one wick or how big the space is. Miami Edition
it's a
candles
tourist
are-
thing, but I don't want to use that line
It's a
today.
tourist thing. Nah, I don't.
I get overloaded candles, I get a headache, but it's like if I want to walk into my house and have a nice smell.
I mean, I don't want it to smell bad, but I don't want it to smell like anything. Actually, that's my preference. I don't want it to smell like anything.
Tourist.
I like feel like I'm walking into a fresh place.
Is that just because you feel the same way, or
No. I'm just joking around
like,
on that one.
I don't think tortoises all smell the same.
No.
When I had my condo, I wanted it to smell like a hotel when I walked in, so I bought this fan, like this. It's from like their like actual. It's the Edition. They make these like fan things you put in the corners, and that's what they blow into the hotels when you walk in. So you get that smell that you remember.
Yep.
And so I love it so much at that Miami Edition that I bought the fan. I bought a monthly cartridge thing to like because I walk in the door and it's just blowing air in there, and I'm like, this is amazing. I feel like I'm on vacation. Like
It's like
that was
Dr. Aroma. What was it called? I forget.
this one I can't remember.
Because my NBA, one of my NBA teams a few years ago.
You own
Did-
an NBA team?
What?
You own an NBA team?
MBA.
Oh, yeah.
MBA.
Yeah,
In B
the
school,
word.
kids.
I only got my bachelor's, so
All right, you
Yeah.
uneducated fuck.
hey, at least I got it.
Anyway, in B school, one of the groups that we did for a capstone project worked with a Miami candle scent thing that did mostly in hotels. I can't remember the name, but I think that's probably the same company. I don't know how many out of Miami there are, but it was a startup at the time.
This
was
is the
years
Ritz.
ago.
It's the Ritz Carlton's line, so probably not because Ritz Carlton has their own.
With their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. So a lot of that makes sense to me too. Like what scents trigger in your brain and how it makes you feel. You know, like everyone very commonly associates. What is that one? With like calmness is not. It's not
Oh,
echinacea.
eucalyptus?
Eucalyptus. That's
Yep.
it. And they have that in soaps and bath stuff.
Bath and Body
whatever.
Works is big on that.
You'd
Yeah.
know, but
They call it stress relief.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that, but I don't know. I'm more of a purist when it comes to stress relief. Like I should really be able to relieve my own stress, in my opinion.
Yeah, we know. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hoss.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I like to relieve my own stress.
I mean, to be. Forget it. Just forget it.
I like
Hey, we
CBD
took
to
it there
relieve
already.
stress.
We took it there.
See, I don't like drugs.
It's not a drug.
I don't like caffeine.
It's not caffeine.
It's a drug too.
Oh,
I'm saying
yeah,
they're
caffeine.
both drugs.
That doesn't help with stress relief. That's just routine at this point.
So you're addicted. You're a drug addict.
I probably drink less coffee than you do bourbon.
Damn.
Let's say in a week. In a week.
No.
In a week.
As you drink so much
In a
coffee
week.
every day. I don't necessarily drink every day.
I drink a cup and a half of coffee a day.
If it weren't for COVID and if it were summer, you'd be right. But I'm not seeing anybody anymore.
Man, we were here
Sad.
2 days ago. Damn.
Do you realize you're an extrovert? Like that's fine for half of that day.
My candles sold out. Fuck.
Oh man.
What the hell? Am I battling with people over fucking candles?
Yeah, you have to pay resale on candles.
No, I'll have to pay retail in 2 days because they only got so many. Man, this is bull.
He's upset.
Yeah, you could tell.
I should
This
have
is
got
the only
up.
candle that I need right here. This is an effective.
I got you that
That's-
one, didn't I?
Yeah,
With
this,
the
I think.
cigar?
This is the one that you got.
I got Hoss let me borrow his rolls for a day, so for letting me drive it, I gave him a couple.
Which was
cigars.
unnecessary, but it was
I haven't taken
appreciated.
that. I mean, other than driving from Florida,
I keep
haven't-
trying to make you take.
I
it.
know it's so bright.
Yeah, I didn't like
No, it's
like
so
me
bright.
getting out
Everyone
of that.
looks
Like
at
my
you.
wife didn't even want to get in it. Like she didn't even want to get
Dude,
in it.
Mine still hasn't. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't do it. I can't.
it's too much.
Yeah.
Well, you don't even like lighter colored cars. Like you like black and dark
I mean,
blue.
if I got a Huracan, I would go light. If I got like an event
Really?
to go, yeah. But anything
What's the
else,
difference then?
I don't know. It just
The
it's
Rolls
a
Royce is like-
Royce.
I
don't
think the
know.
Rolls. I would get satin black if I had a Rolls.
You would because it's
Low
fucking
key.
boring.
No, it's
boring,
low
yeah.
key
Boring
and
as
it's-
shit.
It's
Boring.
cool. My Huracan's black.
Boring.
It's about to be orange.
A lot more exciting. Well, Well, no, it's
Have
about
we
to
been? Have we? I've said that because we haven't really told the color.
I
Should
guess
we tell the
have.
podcast?
The podcast. I mean, yeah.
We're
Yeah,
getting.
if you guys decide.
Yeah, it's called Hexis
Montpellier
Montpellier
blue. Is it? Yeah.
So it's kind of like a Miami blue, basically.
Mhm.
And
But Hexis is based in France, so it makes
we're
more sense.
on schedule to get it in January. Get it done.
Okay.
Probably
Maybe
end
earlier,
of December.
but
Yeah.
maybe earlier,
the,
but
the way I drive, I think I'm just gonna stay black. But as you guys were talking about like therapy, like I feel like driving is therapy for me.
no, I mean it is for
Like,
all of us. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and I think I said this in another video the other day, but that is my therapy is driving. However, I feel like I can if I didn't have anything to do that with, I could effectively moderate my own stress level internally, just being self-aware. You know, I think that kind of goes with mindfulness and meditation. It's all in the same realm. I don't practice all those things, but I think it accomplishes the same goal, which is to be able to be mindful, to be kind of in control of yourself, and also be aware. Not just like, hey, I control myself, but aware of your own thoughts and how they affect you and how you're affecting others.
Yeah.
That's what that's all about.
It took me a while to get there. Yeah, but
Oh yeah, I mean, by the way, I'm not just like done. Like
Yeah.
I fall out of compliance for myself, and then I have to get myself back in.
Yeah.
But that's why you practice it often, not just like, oh, I'm good at it now and I'm done.
Yeah.
And it took me fucking forever to get there too.
I see. Yeah.
I have a therapist that I go to that helps me in situations like that, which I always thought it's like you're a man, you're supposed to work through it. That's kind of like not my dad didn't teach me that, but what I grew up around, like kind of like that's
Old school mentality.
Yeah, the old school
with the
mentality
stigma associated with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
but then the more and more I listen to people, like one person who stood out saying it to me was Charlemagne the God on the show. He's like, men need to take care of themselves, and therapy can do so much for you. And once you actually do it, like, 'cause even my first session, I'm like, I don't know if this.
So
is
it was Charlemagne who got you instead of me encouraging you?
like 3 years ago, probably 4 years ago, every day I'd listen to the Breakfast Club when I
Oh,
was
so you're saying like it was over time that you
over time. I just heard him
became
saying
more
it, and I was
acceptable.
like,
So I mean,
eh.
it just be more acceptable. I got you.
And so, you know, my wife would see a therapist, and it's like, it doesn't even have to be something going on. It's just to
No.
keep up with your.
It's
It's
very
to
healthy.
work on your brain.
Yeah.
Like just to keep.
And why would you not want to? That's the point. It's not like
Yeah.
you're broken if you do.
Yeah.
I mean, mental health already has such a stigma associated with it, but maintaining mental health is just as important. So, it's something on the FlexCast that we're very open about. But I think a lot of folks aren't. You know, I think it's tough to talk about for some people. And I understand that. I totally get that. But just like you're saying with Charlemagne, you know, kind of socializing it a bit more, it increases awareness, but also it's an important factor, I think, in the growth of human beings, especially when you don't think you need it, or when you're younger, or when you're old. I mean, it doesn't. It's like anybody who's like feels strongly about it one way or the other probably would benefit tremendously from it.
Yeah, and like I don't talk about it much on my platform because it's nothing really. The way that I do my content, it's not like a constant conversation. Like this is something where it'd more come out. Whereas like in my content, like if I just put it in there, I'd be like, why did you just talk? Like what's the point of talking?
Random.
It's like
almost as random as Keeps.
Yeah, literally. But then I listen.
Hey guys, you 8-year-olds, are you having a problem with your hairline?
Hey,
Keeps is great.
18
I
to
was like,
24.
what the fuck? When I saw his video, I took a picture. I was like, what the fuck?
Plus, if they came to you
I'm
and
not
emailed
saying.
you,
No, hold on. I'm
with,
not saying you
with
shouldn't
the
do
amount
it.
of money they offered me, you'd be like, sure, let's go. if like any of those companies, I mean, no, there's a limit of companies, but
you're right.
But it also
it was a little off brand, but I was like, it made sense.
Yeah,
it made sense.
whatever. But I was listening to a podcast with.
I was just like making fun of you too. So.
Yeah, I know. With Courage. Jack, who's a streamer, he was on Logan Paul's podcast, and he talked about some of the stuff he goes sees a therapist for and anxiety and whatnot, and it's very similar to stuff I experience. And seeing him talk about it, and seeing the response on the podcast to people like, this is so nice to see somebody like you who, you know, I see as invincible. You're this content creator who's doing whatever, and you struggle with similar things to me. It helps the situation. So I think it is good that people are talking about it more and more and on their platforms, because when they go through it, it lets the people who watch them know
it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And everybody else goes through it.
It's tough because, you know, there's a lot of people who know and want to seek help.
Mm-hmm.
but they don't because they're afraid of the stigma of what their family and friends, not just like, oh, randos on the internet, like what their friends and family will say.
And even the person they're talking to, like worried about judgment.
Judgment, exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
And the reason why I'm so open about it and aware is because both of my parents met. They met getting their masters in psychology. So both of my parents, I mean, growing up, I was almost being psychoanalyzed all the time. Yeah. But more than that, I mean, that's more of a joke, but more than that, it's a familiarity and being comfortable with and being aware of yourself. And then also what mental health and therapy, how that plays a role in everything you do. Like if there was one muscle that controls everything you did in a sport, you'd work the fuck out of that muscle, right? Just like if you're a shot putter, you're going to work a lot on your shoulders and your arms and your core and all that stuff. It's the same concept, whether it's football or baseball or basketball. It's the same thing that you're working out the muscle you're using all the time. It's your fucking brain. Like every moment you're awake, that's what you're using. So why the fuck wouldn't you practice that? Why wouldn't you hone that? Why wouldn't you, try to be the best that you can be, to operate on 100%? And so that's the way I've always looked at it, very simply. Like that's the way I look at it. I mean, it's a little more complicated than that. However, especially if you have a chemical imbalance, right? There's a lot of stuff you just can't, you can't do anything about it, right? You're born that way. A lot of it's genetic, right? So your folks, or just a combination of your mother and father put together, and you're a certain way. It's not that you're bad or you're wrong or anything like that. It's just that's who you are, and that's okay.
Yep.
And to seek out help is never wrong. Never. It's never wrong.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't matter. I mean, we're talking about mental health right now, but for anything, seeking out help, a lot of people see that as weakness, but that's actually a strength. If you say, I need help, that's a strength to be able to recognize that you need help. That's strength, not weakness.
And that's like the first step of how, like, to help with whatever you're dealing with. Like, once you're able to do that, it, like, just exponentially, like, you'll just see, like, even for me, when I go through things, I'd reach out to friends and family, and before I didn't, and once I did that, it started to help me with things, because to realize the things that you struggle with, a lot of people are struggling with. Everybody struggles with different things, but everybody struggles with things, and once you see that, it helps you feel better, because you're like, wow, I'm not isolated in my brain just thinking that I'm going through this. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, and I think it's not just for a singular person, but also couples, relationships. Like therapy can be very helpful in conflict resolution and all these things. And by the way, not for nothing, but from a business standpoint, it's helped me tremendously being able to understand the psychological components and what drives people, and then also what drives me and how to work with that. I mean, it's not just the chemistry of interaction with human beings is more than just you, right? It's more than just what you put out and who you are. It's understanding how that affects another person and how you come out. I mean, one part is how you are, but the other part is how you are affecting another. And it might be different. Like, I might intend to be like, hey, Steve, you're my bro. And then you might see it as like, that guy's a fucking asshole, right? Gotcha. So being aware of that takes some additional insight beyond just yourself. So that's kind of the next level that you can get to, and it helps you in anything, whether it's business. You want to make more money? Fucking seek some therapy and help. It could help you too. You want to be a better husband or a boyfriend? Therapy can help you. If you just want to be a better functioning human on a daily basis, therapy can help you. So all these things it can help you with, whether you're having a particular problem or not. It can definitely help.
And Haas's parents rub off on him because he kind of like acts like that. Like Steve knows when you talk to Haas about something, he gets in his therapy mode. He starts like, well, yeah. Why do you think?
What?
Why do you think you feel that way? Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, 100%.
I almost shocked him.
You sit down, you break things down, and you explain it in a manner that helps.
I wasn't even thinking about that. But
you do.
It's natural for you, so
yeah, and it comes from your parents for sure.
Oh. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's an added insight. See, I didn't actually think of it that way, but
when he told me that, I was like, oh, that's why. Okay, that's why. And
Haas is somebody you can talk to and confide in for things, and he and is able to talk to you in a kind of like an unbiased manner and through experience, rather than like just giving you his straight up opinion, like, no, you're an idiot. You should do this. He's like, well, I feel this.
I might do that.
You might do that, but you're like, but then you'll add it with, but this is how I feel, and this isn't the same for everybody.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys feel that way and recognize.
Have you met his dad? Like,
I have not. No.
First time I did, we sit and talk. we
Yeah.
just sit there.
He
and
break you
talk.
down?
Yeah, it was like I met him, so it's like we were just talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty cool.
I mean that's actually I think of a high compliment. Like
It
that's
is.
that's the probably the best compliment I can think of someone giving me is that I'm non-judgmental, you know,
Mhm.
and that's what I really try to be. I try to, and I tell people this too. That's a hawk, not a crow this time. I try to. Oh, there he is. Look at him. Look at him go.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
chasing after the other bird.
I see.
Damn.
We got a live hunt here, boys.
Damn, that was cool. What was I saying?
The compliment. That was.
Oh,
Try to be
yeah.
unbiased.
So I try to tell people that the easiest way to not judge yourself is to not judge others,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? It like a lot of the times, and vice versa, by the way. If you're not judging yourself, then it's easier not to judge others. But sometimes dealing with yourself is a little more complicated, right?
it
It's
is.
a little takes a little more. But the easiest way, and what I practice myself, and I'm glad you guys feel the way, is that I do my best not to judge others. And it's also a self benefit, right? Like it's not just, hey, I don't judge Harry and Harry benefits, but I benefit because when I'm not judging Steve or Harry or anybody else I'm interacting with, then it's really easy for me not to judge myself. And when I don't judge myself, it's very easy for me to go about like, and be like, you know, a third party to my own thoughts, being mindful of this is how I am, and here's what I'm thinking, and why am I thinking this way, and what got me there, and how do I feel about that, and kind of looking at it as, you know, an objective party, right, versus me and myself. And so that helps me a lot. And I think on a basic level, if you don't judge others, it's really easy not to judge yourself, or if you don't judge yourself, it's much easier not to judge others. So
Yeah, I mean,
Thanks, guys.
one thing that I came about is minding your business. I don't know why. It's like as soon as I start minding my own business, meaning just following my own path, just doing what I have to do.
which is
Just
a lot
clear,
about
yeah.
like not giving a fuck about what other people think.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like just do you.
Yeah.
And I think the next level of that is then understanding while you're doing you, how that affects others, right?
Yeah.
Because once you're kind of in going in a direction, you got some momentum and you're feeling good, and you're executing the way you want to execute, then a lot of times the next step is, okay, how can I improve on this? You know,
And
now that
yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I'm practicing this and I'm feeling good, then how can I kind of progress even further? And that is understanding how you come off, how you affect others. And I think it's a critical leadership trait, right? I've seen a lot of business leaders primarily, but a lot of leaders who, well, self-proclaimed leaders, more like managers, but will think, okay, well, I'm doing it by the book. The book says to do this, and I do this, and I went to school, and I do all this stuff, but they're completely unaware of how they come off and how they affect others.
Yeah.
They think it's a one-way street, and it's not.
I know.
It's not.
I mean, I learned that the hard way because I was a manager for almost 5 years, and I had over 200 to 300 people under me. And when I said, like, when it comes to the scheduling, the excuses, the stuff that you have to deal with as a manager, it took a lot because it was like the first year I was like, oh, I got this, until it wasn't that easy. Like, you have to like start a relationship with other people, learning like what works for them, and
Exactly.
it's a
not
lot.
just like, hey, here's the way,
Yeah.
but why are they this way, and,
Yeah,
and
and
what
also-
works for them. Like, if, like, for example, like, here's the way you're supposed to do this task in the company,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, that doesn't work for them. So do I just say, fuck you, you're gone, or do I learn as a leader how to then work
There
with
you
that
go.
person, how to tailor, you know, your interaction, your instruction, your training, your guidance to what works for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an advanced thought.
Yeah,
That's tough to do. It's easy
Definitely.
in thought or discussion, but it's very difficult in practice.
Yeah, because I mean, the company's just gonna give you tasks. It's like, oh, they supposed to do this and that, but you still have to put your input and learning from these people at the same time. And yeah, it was a great experience too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be and also rewarding, right? When someone,
A lot.
you know, I would say that one of the most rewarding experiences. One of the times I sold my company, and I stuck around for a while, and a lot of people would ask me why, because I didn't really enjoy that part anymore, but I really loved helping my team, right? I really loved helping to develop people under me who we had worked together for a while. Now we kind of got over this hump. We hit this milestone, and it's like, all right, well, you know, I wasn't really there anymore for any other reason other
To
than
help.
to help develop and continue the process that I was on with these folks. They were a lot of high potential, great people, and I trained and culled and hired and fired and gotten this team together specifically, and that was the most rewarding part for probably a good 6 months. Most rewarding thing for me was not money, and it was not me doing something for me. It was the fact that I would then be able to learn what someone else needed and what individuals, how they learned best.
Yeah.
And then tailoring my instruction and guidance to individuals, which can be exhausting to some people.
I know.
Especially if you got a lot. But if you just take it kind of, I think, on a case-by-case basis and you withhold judgment, it's a lot easier.
Well.
Anyway, that was quite a tangent.
We went off.
Yeah, all the way. But yeah.
Go deeper sometimes in this podcast. We always don't just laugh about stupid jokes.
And talk about cars.
Talk about
I know.
just cars. And
I don't
shoes.
think I don't think there's been an episode where we didn't talk about cars. Not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way.
It's my.
I mean, that's what kind of got us together.
Yeah,
though.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars.
That's
Yeah.
how we all met.
Yeah.
It's because of cars. So
Yep.
I think it's appropriate. I just ashed all over myself on accident. I hit this thing.
I saw that.
It's like my cracker, where I just
that
I
cracker clip is hilarious.
talked about 2 Flexcasts ago. Yeah, I was just like the last cracker. I was so disappointed because when you save something,
I save
know?
my last bite of a meal. I save a little bit of everything for that one last perfect scoop to end off my meal. I do that every time. I need to have that perfect last bite. Like the burger, I eat around the outside, so the center is the last perfect bite.
I couldn't do that because I remember I had my brother, my cousin, everybody's around, so they will wait until you have that last piece
And they'd steal it?
take it.
those
Yes.
motherfuckers.
Yes.
I'd be so mad.
I'd be pissed.
So no, I'm always in a hurry. I'm eating in a hurry.
Sophie always she used to where I'd be down to my last bite and she'd be like, "Can I have a bite?" And I'm like, "I've been saving this
trust
one
me.
piece of this whole meal for this last bite." I'm like, "No, you cannot have my last piece."
So basically, the lesson here is if you want a bite of Harry's food, do it first.
Yeah, get it
Not
before
last.
I'm saving that last piece. Because if you want it any time before in the meal, fine by me. But that last perfect scoop of rice, chicken, whatever it is.
Mhm.
It's usually chicken because Harry's boring.
No, we had some goat the other day. Just kidding, we didn't.
No, you didn't. I was gonna say, no, we ordered goat and we didn't get it. You didn't eat it.
Last night I had some chili, but it was chicken.
Chicken.
Ground chicken. Ground chicken chili. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hating. It's
Pork
just,
hurts my stomach when I eat too much of it, so
all right,
I
white
can't even
boy.
eat burgers really anymore. I get turkey or chicken burgers.
You and Peter eat like 6-year-old. Not
Chicken
even.
tendies.
My 4-year-old eats a very diverse diet, and he's never had chicken tenders. So
It's something you can always count on.
chicken tendies.
Yeah, it's never gonna
Look,
be messed up.
look, you're
It's
not
never gonna
wrong.
taste
You're not
nasty.
wrong.
Peter's always
Yeah, it's all he eats. But you're not
And
wrong.
PB&Js.
I had a blackened salmon salad with some tangy chicken something on the side, and guess what else I ordered last night?
Chicken tendies.
Chicken tendies. Yeah, so I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it's also not like what I eat every meal, which I feel like.
But
and
it's if
Peter
you can't
basically.
find anything that you like if it's like a
Be
very
adventurous, try
complex
something
menu,
new. Try something new.
I do that, and then it's like I don't want to waste a good meal when I know I'm not gonna like what's gonna be there. So I'm like,
you know you're not gonna like it, or you don't know.
if I try something like some goat curry something, I'm probably not gonna like it. So I'd rather get something that I'm gonna enjoy and be filled up. I don't want to eat 2 bites of it and be like, I'm not feeling this. So now I gotta order chicken tendies too and wait another 45 minutes for my tendies to come out.
45-minute tendies.
Yeah. Depending where you go. But I don't eat fast food and get chicken tendies. I get Chick-fil-A's the only fast food I really eat.
Yeah. I think the only fast food we really eat is the breakfast before FlexCast. That's
Chick-fil-A.
I can't do I can't do fast food anymore. I don't know for some reason.
Yeah. We order out every meal pretty much, but not fast food.
Yeah.
The only time we do fast food is if we're traveling, right?
And Chick-fil-A Wednesdays.
Chick-fil-A
Wednesdays.
Yeah. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A's decent food, in my opinion.
Even my 4-year-old is like, Daddy, I don't think we can do Chick-fil-A Wednesday anymore because he only eats the fries, first of all, and even that upsets his stomach. So
I ate
sad.
Chipotle the other day.
Did it mess
I
you
haven't
up?
had Chipotle in 7 months, and I remembered why after I ate it because I ate it and I was
Probably because you've been watching
destroyed.
Courage and 100 Thieves content because they're huge on Chipotle right now.
I literally, my stomach was messed up for 12 hours. It was so bad. Like, I was like, I can't eat this anymore. And I get very simple. I get a burrito with chicken, rice, beans, and cheese. That's it.
Yeah.
Chicken, rice, cheese, and beans. That's it.
You make me want to get one right now, though.
Man, that. Mm-mm.
I just like to get the regular bowl, like chicken, rice, and all that. Yeah, but
So yeah, I like Courage and Nate Shot. They have their Cash App sponsor.
Yeah, which dope. And I respect.
But what they say is their read is Their read is if you don't like Cash App or if you don't use Cash App, then fuck you.
They stole that, right?
Well, whatever it was, I heard it from that one.
Right, but they stole it from Ricky Bobby. If you don't chew Big Red, fuck you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but they got approval to do it. It's pretty
I know,
cool.
which is cool. Yeah, I agree.
But
they stole it, which is okay. I think, imitation is the highest form of flattery, right?
I guess.
It's crazy. The other day not the other day, a couple of days ago, I was reading an email about like a company that's trying to start just like the one you have about text, YouTube, and all that stuff.
It's different.
It's
because I know what that is.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait.
Well, I respect the hustle first. Let me just say that. It's a bunch of kids.
Got you. I figured.
But I respect it, and I am going to reach out to them after we get things going because
because I was like, wait, that's
because
like,
what they're trying to focus on is like content creators, and I mean their whole pitch is basically what we've talked about, which is like
the end of
exactly like don't risk your whole livelihood on one platform. And I think they use the TikTok example is like
I know
people who make a livelihood on TikTok freaked the fuck out recently because that was and we've talked about that. That's possible, but it's more about diversifying, right?
Got you.
Anyway, it's called Wavium, but they're
people are gonna be like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, this company that
we haven't even talked about what you're doing.
No, well, the point is that this company's reaching out.
As we mentioned it.
No.
Oh, we haven't. Okay.
We're keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I totally forgot.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But the point is that I would rather look to them and say, how can we work together than just crush them and be like they're competition, which they're not directly competition because they would basically, we would want to outsource a portion to them. They'd want to outsource a portion to us because what they struggle with is what we're going to be doing.
Got you.
But they basically this company is working in the same space that we want to work in, that I'm working in, that we're going to be working in together, which is the content, services for content creators.
Yeah.
Right. And communication.
I'm seeing more and more companies coming up like that.
Yeah, because they're realizing the same thing that we realized a while ago.
Yeah.
Which is that it's essential and it's a part of being any type of what we call this public profile, having a public, because it's not just creators. Like if it's a business, right? A modern business needs to have a digital footprint and be able to interact with their customers, and more customers want it in different ways, and you have to follow not what works for your business, but what works for your customers, right? So if your customers want to interact in a certain way, or they want to pay you in a certain way, or they want to watch you in a certain way, you have to adapt to that, not the other way around. And so a lot of companies are always like, well, we're going to build this and then tell everyone to use it this way. It's just not how it works. You look at the market and say, where are people going? And that's what a lot of savvy business people look at. They say, what is a market-driven opportunity is such that I see a need and a problem that's currently unsolved in the market now because of how things are going. Not, I have an idea that I was in the toilet and it just came to me and I thought it'd be fucking great. I'm going to build it and then I hope people will use it. That is not doing it. You're first of all extremely unlikely to succeed in general as an entrepreneur. But if you do it that way, you're even more unlikely to succeed. So you're lacking customer discovery at that point. You're lacking the whole process of understanding that there's a problem that needs to be fixed. Is there a market that makes this worth me spending the couple $100,000 and year doing? Gotcha. Is this something that people are going to want to use or even pay for? Because they say, hey, I'd use it, cool. And everyone you talk to and you do your customer discovery and you survey 1,000 people and they say, yeah, I'd use it. And you don't ask them if they would pay for it. And they're like, yeah, if I have to pay $1, I'm not using it. Then you're fucked. So again, the process is very important before you just have an idea and start going. But I will say, I got to respect them for just going, for getting out there and hustling and getting something started. And I'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
We'll reach out to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm aware of them.
Yeah. I was like, oh, whoa. I read the email. I was like, whoa.
This sounds a little too familiar.
Yeah.
But their hook is good because it's exactly what we talked about was like the biggest concern, which is what if this happens, right? What do you think, Harry?
Agreed.
Agreed. That's it. You have it.
Well, let me ask you a question, both of you guys. Let's start with you, Harry.
How much money do you make? That's what a lot of podcasts when they have their guests on, they
No.
All
The
right,
podcast
how much
you
money
watch, fucking Nade Shot.
Well, they do it. A lot of podcasts do it though. I've there like 3 or 4 podcasts I watch. They have like somebody on the big. So how much money do you make? And they're just trying to see if somebody will respond, but they don't care if nobody responds. But
That's
they just
true.
try to see.
But here's what I don't like about that. Forget what's happening with that. I mean, I get it for an entertainment purpose. But what I don't like about that is the focus on that being the important thing.
But that's what the most of the people are curious about. Like, I'm not saying I am, but like the majority of the audience, like, when
Not
like,
how much, but how you get there.
No, I would think a lot of people like, because it's so popular to just Google so and so's net worth. Like people just like
Okay,
I have like,
but that's 2 seconds worth. What they have to say and why they're watching it and listening to that person, that's the part that matters.
no, it
right?
is, and that's probably what they're doing and leading into that is and getting.
You're
their
saying as like
perspective.
a clickbait or as like a lead-in.
Yeah, because and then they just want to try to see if somebody will say, like they had Zed on, and like Zed's made a lot of money in his day, and they like they just laugh and spin it into something else, but it's like somebody might slip and just be like $100 million, and they're like, wow, geez, I didn't know that. But most people wouldn't at that level. Like nobody's gonna just like say it.
I think
Except if you're Graham Stephan.
I think yeah. Well, I think in certain instances it makes sense, right? If you're a financial
like so I could see
YouTuber.
somebody asking you that. You go on somebody's podcast. Well, Hoss, how much money have you made?
0
Like
right now.
people would be curious, like because the whole money thing, whatever.
Yeah, and some of that is I mean, it hits on different levels, right? One is they want to understand scale. So I get that. Like when I talk to founders and other businesses and so forth, usually before I talk to them, I have a reputation, right? They kind of know, especially in M&A, they have some idea. But it's more about scale. So I was recently talking about the esports team Liquid, that was looking to maybe bring some executive leadership on. And what we discussed, I mean, in most business situations, there's a proper way to do that, which is understand what scale you've been operating on in the past. That's what it is, right? And so, because operating a $1 million business versus a $10 million business versus a $100 million business are very, very different skill sets. It takes a lot of different experiences. So that's the realm of discussion that lands on, right? So, I mean, I guess normally we kind of answer that question in just different ways. But yeah, I mean, the way that Nade Shot does it is more for shock and fun.
Yeah.
But you know what? I see it on Instagram a lot, and this is why I shy away from it, is you see like a guy next to a bed, like on his knees praying, and he's got like just thousands of dollars in bands wrapped on the bed. Like that type of thing really fucking bothers me. It does. And it's very popular, but it's because it says a lot of things. The implications there are heavy and deep, and I really dislike it. But that's what I was talking about before, which is people get focused. Because when we were talking with Mike a few weeks ago, right? I feel like, especially if you don't have money, you get focused on just money. And I understand the practicality of it. But that is, even if you win and you make tons of money, that's a surefire way to be unhappy. If that's how you plan and set your life goals. Yes, making money is important. But if you focus on what I believe is, I just one guy, right? What I believe, if you focus on the right things for you, first of all, not like what I think is right, but the right things for a person, they're self-aware, they know what they're about, they know what they're passionate about, and then the 3 pillars we talked about, right? That I always talk about, that you're good at something, that you're passionate about, you enjoy it, and there's a value in the market. That value in the market piece is what talks about money, right? And then patience, deploying patience for a long time. So all those things will get you to money. It's just you're going to have to be a little more patient. And that is the only way, I think, to have sustainable happiness in your life. And, by the way, make some fucking money. Like, I'm not against money. Like, I'm not against it. I'm not.
FLEXCAST, yeah.
Exactly. It's the fucking FLEXCAST, for goodness sake. As but I don't want to make it about just the stuff. And that's what bothers me a lot. Like, I get a lot of people like, hey, show me your watches and shit. And it's like, yeah, I like watches. I like cars. I share my joy in the cars and stuff that I'm interested in with them. But I don't want to be like, look at me, listen to me because I have shit. Because I make money. That is not good enough for anyone, I think, to listen to me or anyone else or to aspire to. But how you get there, how you sustain that, happiness, being a satisfied individual with your life, that I think is really important.
I get a lot of times that we have friends or family friends come over and they see my car and they'll be like, wow, man, it must be so amazing to have that car and to drive that car. And that must be so incredible. I'm like, it's a car. Like, I enjoy driving it, but it's a car.
Exactly. The more aware you are, like, it's just a car.
And they're like, dude, you got to be so excited. It's like, yeah, I enjoy the car, but it's like, it's a car. Like,
it's not me. It's not who you are.
People, like family friends, they think that means the world. And like, and everybody interacts with me with them. I'm like, it's fun. It's a car, but I like don't want to sit there and talk about it for 20 minutes because like it's a car. I bought it to enjoy when I drive places, and it's nothing more than that. And there's more going on in my life than a nice car.
Right. Yeah. Now, if we're talking about car stuff, then it's we're into it.
Yeah, if you're at a car show and
yeah.
But like, so like, obviously I like cars and whatnot, but it's different when it's just like somebody talking about it as like this great holy thing that's going on. But the thing that I say about
what's my concern is like with your viewer set, yours too. If you were to talk about stuff like that, which you don't, but even when you don't, they assume it, right?
Yeah.
But if you were to do that, I think that would really, I don't want to say poison, but put people, whether they might love you for it too, but it would put them, their personal lives and their future on a different path to aspire to that I just not sure I agree with, Well,
one of the things that I think with talking about money and people caring about making money and all, just pursuing it is, to me, the thing that I've honed in on the most is like that I've realized more over time is like, because I've made money and I'm financially I'm good. I'm not good forever, but like I'm doing good for myself, and I'm enjoying that. But the process along the way is what you have to enjoy. Like the process of what, like being able to sit back and like, obviously I'm doing something I enjoy, and money has come with that. But once it got to a certain point with money, you make a certain amount of money, you're like, you've satisfied that, level of like, I wanted to make a lot of money in what I'm doing. So I've satisfied that. So now how do I go from, like, what do I go from here? I can't just aspire to have like a ton of money and buy everything. It's like, now I have to realize why I work so hard to get here and enjoy that. And that's going to prolong what I'm doing. And for me to enjoy it even more is to see what I'm, to hone in on what I'm passionate about and not like just that money aspect. Because when you're grinding at first, when you don't have money and you're worried about money, that's all your focus is, like, you're saying. But once you get to that making, enough to even cover your ground, like you have to be able to find something to prolong, that fuel to keep doing what you're doing.
And I think, and you're right. And I feel like you went the route, correct me if I'm wrong, you went the route for a long while, and so did you, and most of us do this, of I'm going to go where it makes sense for me to make more money and do this type of stuff. And then there's a certain point where you're like, you know what, this kind of makes sense for me. This kind of makes sense for me to do this. I love this more, right? Marquise just did that. He just fucking quit his job because he wants to do something he loves and is into and investing himself. But my point here is that what you just said, and there's no judgment here, right? But that's a common and it's not like there's nothing wrong with it, but it's a common way to say, once I get mine, then I'll worry about that. And I want to offer another idea, which is, if you were happy and satisfied and good with who you were, not like with how much money you're making, that's fine. You can keep that separate. But the way that you talk about it, it's like you had a singular focus and then it shifted, right?
Well,
similar.
I was talking just mainly on the money aspect.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because
singular focus on making money, for example.
No, so my focus was growing on YouTube and continue and growing that. And I knew that with that, if I work hard at it, the money aspect will come with it. But my focus wasn't, I need to make $1 million.
That's what I was asking. That's what I was asking. I got you. So that and that's where I think that's the best way to do it for continued happiness, which is, I want to do YouTube. I want to be happy. I want to make videos. I want to do this, freedom to do what I want to do, that type of stuff. And by the way, if I work my fucking ass off, I'm good at it, and there's value in the market, then I'll make money. I can do that for a while. Like both you motherfuckers, plenty of fucking YouTube patience, right?
Yeah.
Like, I am a baby when it comes to YouTube, and I have to check myself, be like, fucking be patient.
That's the toughest part about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're not like saying, so what I was getting to, which you're in a very good spot, which is you weren't doing it. Well, YouTube will make me the most money, so I'm gonna do.
Oh
YouTube.
No, I didn't even care about that.
And I know you weren't like that.
Yeah, because I was I was a full-time student and I was working 5 days a week at while doing YouTube because I just wanted to do it. And my biggest thing is like, if YouTube is able to sustain itself to where I don't have to work that job, amazing. But if it doesn't, I'm still doing what I'm doing. And that's a hard part of a jump to like do it while you're doing other things, and being able to take that leap is hard, and bills to pay and all that kind of stuff. But for me, the whole time, I just wanted to do YouTube. I wanted to do YouTube for 10 years, and that's all I focused on. And then, like I said, once it became where I was able to, make it to where I can, my full-time job. And then from there, it grows. And like, even like you were saying with, for me, it wasn't get to a point money-wise, but it's I got to a point where like the money came along with it. And then I realized more, because it's a grind. You're just grinding away for years. You're just working every single day, never taking off, sacrificing relationships, sacrificing hangout, whatever. You're doing all that. Then I got to a point like once, I realized YouTube's not going to go away tomorrow if I take a day off. I was able to, now I take at least one like day, which is you consider like a mental health day each week to reset myself, do what I need to do for myself mentally. Like for me, it's washing my car, cleaning the house, like that kind of stuff just kind of like not grounds me, but just kind of like helps reset me, clear my mind to get back into the work week.
That's the meditation. That's the therapy that you do on your
Mine's
own.
washing car, cleaning the house, reorganizing stuff, whatever. And I need that now, and I realize I need that, and I'll sacrifice money from that day, or
because
I'll sacrifice.
That's important for your mental health.
And I know I'm not going to be able to sustain what I'm doing if I don't do that. And I think it's becoming more talked about now for YouTubers than it has been ever, because creator burnout happens, and it happens bad to a lot of people.
Which makes sense because YouTube's young, right? YouTube started in what, 06, 07?
05, 06.
I remember when it started, and I was like, fuck, I should play with that, and I didn't. But but it's young, and it makes perfect sense. Like if you were a human being and you were 18 then to now, like you're going to grow, and so does YouTube, and so does creators on the platform and understanding a new economy. It makes perfect sense. And you went a similar route as he did.
Yeah, no, I feel like when you've been doing this for so long, just like what you're going through right now. Like,
we started at like the same time, Steve and I.
Yeah, like washing your car, this and that. It's like sometimes that works, but over time, you look for other stuff. Like right now, my biggest getaway is travel. Like if I could get on like, let's say 3 days, just go anywhere, go to Alaska or whatever. When I come back, I'm energized. I'm ready to go again. But it's like over time.
You ready to do a socially distanced trip?
No, COVID's worse than it was back in June.
I know.
All right, just checking.
I've been offered this weekend to go to Miami and to go to Cancun, and I turned them down.
I know.
But that's
I feel like Steve and I would be like,
it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
That's what I was saying to one of my friends. We were getting coffee, and I was saying something about travel, and I was like, I don't know what the conversation was like. We were talking about you or something, and he was like something about traveling, and I was like, if I called Haas right now, and I was like,
I'm in.
Let's go somewhere. Haas would be like, all right, let's get a jet. Let's go somewhere. Like if I'm like, Haas, I want to go on a crazy trip. Let's get a jet and go somewhere. He'd be like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
But
so would Steve.
Yeah, I'm saying all of us. Steve would be down. We'd all just be like, all right, we need to get away. Let's go. But, I'm not that spontaneous. So,
well, I mean, so dealing with your introvertedness, both of you, you're a little worse. But
Steve likes to go out more than me. He's introverted, but likes to go out and just chill back.
Yeah.
He likes to just go out and be there and hang out. I don't want to be there. I'd rather be at home.
Yeah.
At 2 a.m.
And by the way, I rag on him all the time, and Steve, but there's no one way to do it. Like that's how I work. Steve does another way. Harrison does another way. Like I don't ever want to be fucking home vacuuming. Like that's not mindful to me. That doesn't do shit for me. But like other things that other people find completely terrible, I really enjoy.
Like having 30 people at your house.
Well, that's
relaxing.
That's a little bit different.
You're in your element.
I wouldn't say relaxing. It is replenishment for me. That's my food, So when you were like, "What we fucking filmed 3 days ago," like 3 days ago I was fine for half a day. In the meantime, I'm going fucking nuts. I talked to you the other night. And I was like, "Let's make a video right now, tonight. Let's just do something."
And COVID has made it way worse for Haas.
It has,
I know.
and it's for extroverts. I think COVID's a little worse, but the benefit of that, I think, is a lot of extroverts. Because I've fallen into this pit myself, is that you're forced now to really look in the mirror, right? And I've fortunately been prepared for that, right? I've been doing that and practicing for a long time, which probably took me fucking 20 years to get to. So
As
it'll be
soon
like,
as you say that-
overnight.
As
But
soon as you say look in the mirror and also smell your breath, because most people that have to wear a mask now, yes, for real.
that's true.
People are like, man, this mask smells like shit. And it's like, nah, dog, it's your breath.
Now they realize they have halitosis.
Yeah.
Like, I can get that fixed.
For real.
But yeah, I think you know how everyone's like canceled 2020, right? I think it's been the greatest. Not in the sense of like deaths and stuff like that. Like that's fucking terrible. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen.
I hate that. What I'm saying is for who you are, and if you can take advantage of that time, like take advantage of the time that unlike any other point in our modern history, in our lives.
It was rough though.
Right.
Was rough.
It was. But what does that do for us? Right? How much time have you now had in the last 9 months to yourself to think, to be with just yourself? Because as I was saying earlier, a lot of extroverts, they sometimes avoid dealing with themselves by being with others because that's what gives us energy, and that's okay. But I think you got to do both. You've got to be able to, you know, like a lot of folks, and I know friends of mine, they go out every day. And during COVID and stuff, and when that happened, it was tough. They didn't for a little while, but then I was like, I got to do something. I have to. Like, I'm losing my mind. And I feel like if you're not properly prepared for that, then you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
And then, so I think there's a lot of opportunity that's come out of 2020. I think there's a lot of businesses that have fast forwarded their ability to get into the digital age because, fuck, man, to us, it's like finally. But to a lot of, you know, folks that I used to work with, business owners, et cetera, they're like, well, shit, now I have to.
That's the same thing I went through. Like, I have a lot of friends that I've been pushing them, like, yo, you should start this business. Like, yo, start it now.
And
now they start, yeah.
Because they have time and they have the thought.
There you
and
go.
I think there's a lot of positives. Just like I said about Trump. There's a lot. I mean,
Here we go.
Hold on. I just mean, wherever you stand on it, there is a very big benefit to Trump being elected and Trump being Trump. And that is that you have now a really wide set, a huge gradient of people who are like, I can fucking participate. I can get into this. This is important to me, right? You look at BLM and how far that's come. You think if we didn't have a Trump that wouldn't have happened? Because I don't. I think that, I mean, it didn't get invented because of Donald Trump. Like, he's just a fucking guy. He's the fucking president. But it's brought a lot of issues to the fore. And I think that's important. I think making, like if it was always there. It's not like this fucking started happening because of Trump. You can't blame it on Trump. All this latent racism, et cetera, it was always fucking there. But now the people are a lot more aware of, you know, who feels more comfortable saying this shit now. And I think it's a good thing. Because it's like, okay, now I know where you are, right? And then now you're like, all right, well, a lot of people that I've talked to directly, they're like, look, I just wasn't that aware until all this stuff started coming out. And I'm like, yeah, you know, what you weren't aware of is that it was always there. It's just now in your face. I'm like, well, and it makes me uncomfortable. I was like, it should. You should be uncomfortable because this is the shit that's been going on for a long time. And only like people on the fringes were like, I'm really affected by this, or I'm really empathetic to this. But the middle was like, you know, it doesn't affect me that much. You know, a lot of people were like, it doesn't affect me. If it affected you, you're on one side. If you were empathetic to it, you're on the other side. There's a lot of folks, middle America, et cetera, who just weren't aware of it and now are. I think it's a very good thing. And a lot of people who are like, hey, Donald Trump could be president. Why the fuck can't I be president? Right? I think that's there's a big positive to that. Again, regardless of where you are
Politics.
in Trump, these guys are quiet on this right now.
Yeah, that's
Because messages can be received in so many different ways that some people could hear parts of that and say you're one way. Some people can hear parts that you're the other. And
let me tell you how many fucks I give.
Hey, go for it.
No, and I understand you guys' positions. I also know you guys, so it's a little bit different. Like what I'm talking about right now is just me. But I think there's a positive to bringing things to the forefront of the national conversation. The Overton window has now shifted on a lot of social issues that weren't particularly centered in the past. I think it's a good thing.
2020.
Anyway, so we've gone pretty deep on some of these topics, and our second half of the podcast has turned into the second 2/3 of the podcast. But I think it's worthwhile. But good stuff, guys. Any closing thoughts, Harry, Steve?
Thanks for listening.
yeah.
Steve?
Hey, yeah, that's it. Nothing at all.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
For Haas,
Peace.
Harrison, and Steve, we're out.